Ambulance during an emergency situation? Well, not on our watch. Ambulances are now one click away with Cavite Quick Response application.
For the marketing plan, Service to Sell, Cavite Quick Response is an ambulance application that provides a list of facilities that has an available emergency ambulance within the area. With just one click, the application will immediately locate the user's location and inform the nearby hospital and the ambulance personnel itself of the said emergency. With the help of this application, the tracking of the available hospital will be easier and more efficient. For the primary target users of Cavite Quick Response application are the people from the lower class up to upper class that are living in Cavite and are interested to use the app when they need an ambulance response or if they just simply want to acquire health-related information and news. There are 50 hospitals located in Cavite and Cqr application opted to partner with half discount for its first year of operations. For the projected sales, the basis for the conservative assumption of the target users came from the projected demand for the five succeeding years 2021 to 2025, with an introductory market share of 5%, which increases by 10% every year. To be able to determine the selling price of the app to the hospitals, the team computed the accumulated expenses spent in order to develop and produce the application. After the expenses, the team proceeded to add the markup percentage, which is 5% for the starting year, in order to generate profit. The markup percentage increases by 10% every year. Thus, to come up with the selling price, the team added the expenses and the markup percentage. The total expenses were divided by 25 since we are targeting an initial number of 25 hospitals for our partnership. The monthly payment multiplied by 12 is equivalent to CQR sales per annum per hospital. The cost of service per charge determines how much the hospital will pay per user of the application. The formula to determine the cost of service charge per user is selling price in peso divided by the target users. As seen in the table, the cost decreases every year because the user increases. For the marketing expenses, the table shown illustrates the marketing expenses of CQR app. In general, marketing expenses are simply the cost incurred in promoting your business. Traditionally, this meant printing and production of physical collateral and advertising placements in print and on-screen. Advertisements and flyers will be given out to people and posters will be put up in order to create more awareness about the Cavite Quick Response Ambulance app. For the marketing strategies, Lifeline 16911 is a third-party ambulance service provider. It is the only service provider that has a similar concept to Secure application. Howbeit, Cavite Quick Response will be the first one to develop this kind of application in Cavite. Thus, there is no direct competitor. But comparing to Lifeline 16911, the Secure application's advantage would be providing service to people with no payment required. The application is free to download and paid subscriptions are not needed to proceed in using the application.
For the production plan, Cavite Quick Response is a mobile application that can be used if there are any emergencies. It is a 24/7 ambulance service that will respond to the user who needs medical assistance. For the service process, CQR application is composed of 10 steps. Choosing the name of the application, selecting a color scheme, customizing the application design, choosing the right test device, installing the application on personal device, adding the key features, try the application and test it before the launch, publish the application, promote the application, and last, ask for the user feedbacks. For the office location, to develop the application, an office space located in ARC Building, Sampaloc 3, Piela, Dasmariñas City, Cavite, will be rented so that production and processes can be done correctly. The researchers chose the location because it is accessible and convenient for everyone. Concurrently, the office layout shows that the different partitions of the office itself wherein it is made to utilize every corner of the office location. For the application features, the application actually has five major features, namely CQR medical news, Quick Lifeline, Cavite Hospitals, Feedback, and Contact Us. For the production costs refer to the cost incurred from manufacturing a product or providing a service that generates revenue for that company. Production costs can include a variety of expenses such as labor, raw materials, consumable supplies, and general overhead expenses. The cost of production is defined as the expenditures incurred to obtain the factors of production such as labor, land, and capital that are needed in the production process of a product.
The management plan for the legal form or business, the innovators of Cavite Quick Response application have decided to use sole proprietorship as their legal form of business since it is easier to establish and start up a business under this type of structure because it would require less and more manageable government regulations. The proprietor has the ability to pivot the strategy of the business as needed and be flexible in adjusting its operations. For the organizational structure, Cavite Quick Response apply flat organization structure for organizing employees and clarifying roles and responsibilities. The organization uses decentralized leadership, which allows middle management to be involved in the decision making of the business. The structure enables fast decision making and direct communication. Since the business is a startup, collaboration among different units is the priority to address concerns quickly. For the qualifications of officers, with the aim to produce a successful outcome in order to obtain a good business growth, selecting desirable and competent employees to fill the right position is a pivotal decision that a company must do. Thus, the researchers made the qualifications and job descriptions of the employees the business will hire as shown in the table. For the office equipment, the table demonstrates all the procured office equipment along with its price per unit and source. These equipment, furniture, fixtures, and other related materials are used in the day-to-day operations of the business. For the Gantt chart of activities, the Gantt chart of activities enumerates the different activities from preparatory stage, starting from the development of the business plan up to the start of operations and processes in the developing and executing the application itself. For the administrative expense, the data in the table represents the projected monthly and annual administrative expenses of the business. These expenses will also be shown in the total project cost under operating expenses in the financial plan. They are specifically classified as the business's administrative expenses. Further, the salaries expense classified under administrative expense is for the officers who are performing supporting functions for the business. This differs from the labor costs under direct costs, which are for the workers who are directly performing the service of the business.
For the socioeconomic contribution, the Cavite Quick Response application will grant fast access to hospital and health information by having a quick response to health emergencies, saving the lives of many people. Since transportation of patient during medical emergency is very crucial, timelines and preparedness in times of medical emergencies will benefit the people in terms of having an efficient response to the situation. Furthermore, Cqr application can help people who are unable to access healthcare services. In terms of economic contribution, by having a rapid and proper emergency response through the use of Cqr application, there can be a decrease in the rate of emergency deaths, which can strengthen the country's healthcare system. A good healthcare system is vital to a stable and functioning economy because it increases the employees' productivity and healthcare performance. and it reduces fatalities, which will result in a positive impact to the growth of the economy. Most importantly, if the healthcare system of the country is improved, employment rate in the hospitals can increase since there will be a possibility that Filipino doctors, nurses, and other personnel would choose to work in the country rather than seeking for work abroad.
Lastly, moving forward to the financial plan of Cavite Quick Response application, the table shows the total project cost of the business consisting of the acquisition of fixed assets, pre-operating expenses for permits and fees, and as well as research and development for the application, and the cost of operations, which includes direct costs and operating expenses. As shown in the table, the invested capital of the business will be completely sourced from the sole proprietor's personal savings account, allocating an amount of 1,481,000 to fund the total project cost. This amount is actually rounded up to the nearest thousands for allowance purposes. Based on reasonable judgment and estimates, the business is expected to maintain a healthy financial performance and robust growth in net worth over the initial period of 5 years. It is projected that the business will be profitable in the first 2 years of operations, with profits increasing in a stable rate over the next 3 years. It is also anticipated that the business will generate a positive cash flows from its core business operations in order to meet timely payments and obligations. Lastly, in terms of profitability, arriving with a return on assets of 30% on an average indicates that the business will be able to efficiently utilize and manage its resources in generating an income. Thus, on the other hand, having a return on invested capital averaging to 32% is a signal of good performance that will attract future growth opportunities for the business. Moreover, the business is expected to recover its initial investment in just a span of 2 months. Payback period is the length of time required for a business to recover its initial investment from its net cash flows. The table shows that the business will earn back its initial investment of 1,481,000 in just about 2 months. Based on the projected statement of cash flow previously shown, the net cash flows for 2021 is 8,288,036.58. This amount is spread evenly throughout the year by dividing the amount by 12, adding the number of periods it takes before the initial investment is recovered. So that will be all for the proposal of Cavite Quick Response application. Thank you very much.